In this video, we will see active selection problem. Now, active selection problem is an optimization problem where it deals with the selection of non-conflicting activities. These non-conflicting activities needs to be executed by a single person or single machine in a given time frame. Here, every activity is marked by start time and finish time. So, to find the solution for an optimization problem, so therefore, we use here the greedy method. Let's consider that we have n activities. These n activities will have their own start time and finish time. So our objective is to find the solution set which is having maximum number of non-conflicting activities that can be executed in a single time frame, and we assume that only one person or only one machine is available for the execution. It might not be possible to complete all the activities within the single time frame because their timings can collapse. So therefore, here two activities are there, that is I and J. So these two activities are said to be non-conflicting activities if and only if it satisfies this condition. This Si is greater than equal to Fj or Sj is greater than equal to Fi, where I and J, these are the two non-conflicting activities. Here Si and Sj denote the starting time of the activities I and J respectively. Fi and Fj refer to the finishing time of the activities I and J respectively. We use greedy method over here. So the greedy approach can be used to find the solution since we want to maximize the count of activities that can be executed within a single time frame. So we will see that what are the different steps to execute the active selection problem. So for that purpose we will have the input. This input will consist of a set of activities. So for simplicity we write it into an array. So array will consist of a set of activities. The starting time of all the activities, it is given in one of the array, that is S array, which shows the starting time of all the activities, and the last one is the finishing time of all the activities is given, so that is also written or that is also given in F set. Now our output will consist of a solution set. So solution set, it containing the maximum number of non-conflicting activities. Now there are the different steps. We will see the steps to solve the active selection problem. Now first step is to sort the given activities in ascending order according to their finishing time. After sorting it, we have to select the first activity from the sorted array and we have to add that first activity to the solution array. Then we have to repeat the steps 4 and 5 for the remaining activities. Now our fourth step is if the start time of the currently selected activity is greater than or equal to the finish time of previously selected activity, then add it to the solution array. And fifth step is select the next activity from the activity array. So 4 and 5, these are the two different steps that we have to repeat it for the remaining activities. And finally we have to print the solution array. Now these are the different steps that we have to follow to solve the active selection problem. Now we will see one of the example. In table below we have 6 activities with corresponding start and end time. So here start and end time, it means start and finish time. The objective is to compute an execution schedule having maximum number of non-conflicting activities. So here we have given a table. Within a table it gives the start time, finish time and the activity. So there are total 6 activities are given. The start and finish time is also given. Now we will solve this problem to compute an execution schedule having maximum number of non-conflicting activities. Now our first step is to sort the given activities in ascending order according to their finishing time. So we sort the table according to the finishing time. So our table will be look like this. Now here we sort this table according to finish time. So here 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 9. So according to this we sort activity and start time. So here A2, A3, A4, A5, A1 and A6, these are the activities in the sorted order. So in our second step we have to select our first activity from the sorted array, and that first activity we have to add to the solution. So here you can say that our first activity is A2. So we select this first activity as a A2 and we add it to the solution. So here our solution is A2. Now our third steps, that repeat steps 4 and 5 for the remaining activities. Now our fourth step is, if the start time of the currently selected activity is greater than or equal to the finish time of the previously selected activity, then add it to the solution. And fifth step, select the next activity from the activity array. So first we select, after A2, A3 activity is there. So we find the start time of A3 and finish time of A2. So A2 is the previously selected activity. So start time of A3 is greater than finish time of A2. It means here 3 is the start time of A3 and 2 is the finish time of A2. So here 3 is greater than 2. So therefore we add A3 to the solution set. So therefore our solution set will contain 2 activities, that is A2 and A3. Now in this way we will select again next activity. We will compare it. The start activity of the currently selected activity is greater than or equal to the finish time of the previously selected activity. So according to this we will find out the next activity. Now here we will select the next activity, that is A4. Now start time of the A4, it is less than the finish time of A3. It means the start time of A4 is 0 and finish time of A3 is 4. So 0 is less than 4. So therefore this A4 is not added to the solution set. Next, now the next activity is A5. Since start time of A5 it is greater than the finish time of A3. So start time of A5, it means it is 5 and finish time of A3 it is 4. So 5 is greater than 4. So therefore this A5 added to the solution set. So therefore our solution set is updated. It consists of total 3 activities, that is A2, A3 and A5. Now after that, select the next activity, that is A1. Since start time of A1 is less than finish time of A5. So here start time of A1 it is 5 and finish time of A5 it is 7. So therefore 5 is less than 7. So therefore A1 is not added to the solution set. After that, select A6. A6 is added to the solution set. Since start time of A6 is greater than finish time of A5, it means start time of A6 it is 8 and finish time of A5 is 7. So 8 is greater than 7. So therefore A6 is added to the solution set. So therefore our solution set will contain 4 activities, that is A2, A3, A5 and A6. And finally we have to print the array, that is solution set. So hence the execution schedule of maximum number of non-conflicting activities will be. So in our solution set there are total 4 activities are there. So we write the activity with their start and finish time. So first activity was A2. So A2's start time is 1, finish time is 2. Next activity is A3. So its start time is 3 and finish time is 4. After that, next activity is A5. Its start time is 5 and finish time is 7. And last one is A6. Its start time is 8 and finish time is 9. By using these 4 activities, we have to draw a diagram where x-axis shows timeliness and y-axis shows the activity. So here these 4 activities we have to place here. So you can see that A2 is placed as its start time is 1 and finish time is 2. So A2 activity is placed in between 1 and 2. So according to this, A3's start time is 3 and A3's finish time is 4. So A3 is drawn over here. After that, A5, its start time is 5 and finish time is 7. So this is A5 and last one is A6. So A6 start time is 8 and finish time is 9. So here you can say that this A2, A3, A5 and A6, these are the 4 activities which are selected. So these selected activities are shown in grey color, whereas A1 and A4, these are the 2 activities which are not selected. So therefore we write it as it is. So we just mention its start time and finish time, so like this, but it is not in grey color. So therefore A4 and A1 is not selected. Now the next one is the real life applications. The scheduling multiple events in a room such that each event has its own start and end time, then in that case we will use the active selection problem. The scheduling manufacturing of multiple products on the same machine such that each product has its own production timeliness. So at that time also we will use the active selection problem. So where the activities share the resources which can be used by only one activity at a time. So in that case we will use the active selection problem. For example, the tennis court or the lecture hall is there. So at a time within a single hall we can execute only single lecture. So in this way, in that case we will use the active selection problem. So now related to the time complexity of active selection problem, it takes big O of n log n time If whatever the input activities are there, it may not be sorted, then in that case its time complexity will be big O of n log n. Thank you.